Now, when you awaken to your spiritual journey or stumble upon it, because it's not something forced, it's something that comes to you, like your purpose. But when you awaken to your spiritual journey, you start to understand that there's not just a positive aspect, but there is another opposite aspect to it. And I'm not going to say negative because there's really no such thing as negativity. Hence the subject we're going to be talking about. When you stumble upon your spiritual journey, the one thing you're end up going to have to learn is shadow work. And now you may be wondering, why shadow work? But why? But why? But why? But why? But why? And that is what we are going to be getting into today, is discussing the importance of shadow work, how it assists us profoundly with your spiritual evolution, and how it can actually change you on every level, mentally, emotionally, and especially physically. And honestly, it teaches you how to take your power back. And the best part is, bonus, it is such a key and a catalyst to your manifestation process. What is Gooch, you beautiful awakened ones? Welcome back on another episode on Embracing the Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fonstenez. I am an intuitive shaman healer and a psychic tarot reader, and I have so much more things that I do on this spiritual journey. So if you want to check out my business inquiries, all that information is down below, as well as a sneak peek preview of my Awaken Prophecy Healing course, which assists you on your awakening and healing journey. And if you're new here, well, welcome, boo-boo. On this channel, I speak about spirituality with compassion, emotional awareness with love. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign, and I talk about things I feel need to be talked about because our divine right to know more than what we've been told. And give me a moment because your girl's throat is dry, so I need some aqua. Y'all, I'm feeling hyped. I'm feeling so hyped what I'm about to share with you guys, because I have been putting myself through a state of discipline, but really trying to understand what is my commitment to my life, my purpose, who I am as a person. And I feel all of us in the collective really feel like there is a reasoning why we are here, and there is, and we all want to contribute to the purpose that our heart is calling us towards, but also to committing and realizing that that's where our happiness lies. But majority of us get so lost and so cooped up in being of this world that we lose ourself, that we abandon ourself. And therefore, in the process of being taught to abandon ourselves, because we are literally taught to forget ourselves, because we hold all the answers to every problem that we have in our life. And this is where it's very important to understand how to really make radical change, not only within manifesting, but within yourself. Not only trying to get financially abundant or physically abundant, but feeling spiritually abundant, feeling emotionally and mentally abundant. And abundance to me has nothing to do with money or materialistic objects. It has everything to do with feeling safe and feeling like you are taken care of and you're worthy and you're blessed. And this is how I've been able to really feel and merge with the truth of who I really am with our creator. And that is the process we call shadow work. And a lot of people, since the new age, don't get me started. Don't get me started. The way this world is headed, it's like spirituality is about to be mainstream. So please be mindful in where you get your products, your crystals. Please keep supporting small businesses and people. I'm not saying just people like me, but people who do have pure intentions for your healing journey. Because here's the thing, people who are light workers, people who really have pure intentions in this lifestyle of spirituality, we know the vision. And I'm not saying you don't know the vision, but we remember that the vision is to not only awaken, but to ascend, and also to bring back heaven on earth. That is the purpose here. And this is the beauty of what shadow work can hold, bringing that heaven on to earth. And here's before we get started, because I'm gonna give you guys 3 tips on how to start implementing shadow work and why it's important for not only your spiritual evolution, but your life in general. So I want you, like I said, I want you to understand that spirituality is about to be more mainstream, to the point there's already mainstream chain stores selling crystals and all that, which I think is beautiful. But not a lot of them have pure intentions, because a lot of people believe spirituality has everything to do with being positive, a law of attraction, faking it till you make it, hustle and bustle, trying to manipulate energy. And don't get me wrong, we are multidimensional beings. Creativity, being, receiving, manifesting, that is our divine right. But here's the thing. The reason why you're here has a bigger vision and a purest intention. But when we come into this world, we become of it to the point that we start getting so engulfed in believing our worth is based upon the outer world, as in money, as in relationships, as in a job, as in a label, as in whatever we consider it nowadays. And because of this, we only want to manifest for our egoic desires. And this is where, when spirituality gets mainstream, this is where people are going to twist it. And I hate to say this, but this is the reality of it. People who have pure intentions on this journey to heal, there are going to be people who are going to twist that because they're going with the trend. And I'm here to share with you, spirituality has nothing to do with just positivity. It has everything to do with realism. And this is where the shadow work comes in. You have to be realistic with yourself, with your life, with the creator. Because a lot of people want to manipulate, want to use spirituality to create their egoic desires, but they're not doing what their soul has called to do. And this is the importance. I'm not here just to say, oh, you have a mission, you have a purpose. You do. But it doesn't have to be something ginormous. It could probably just be you realizing that you are meant to make candles, you're meant to make art. But there are little subtle things that get in the way of us seeing the power that lies within us. So let's get into these 3 topics. Since I actually typed it down instead of write it down, made my life so much easier. When Spirit gave me that idea, like copy and paste it, because I wrote it in my notes on my phone and then send it through your email so you could actually put it in a Google Doc. And I was like, Spirit, stop being so smart. And golly, life is easier now. See, we are always taken care of, even in the subtle things. But this is where shadow work is so important, because even though life is so simplistic, we have a way of complicating it. So let's get into it. Why shadow work is so important and how it teaches you to take your power back. Now, the first tip and why shadow work is important, how to implement it, is first by realizing shadow work helps you acknowledge your role in your life. That's the beauty of shadow work. It helps you acknowledge that, okay, I know I'm a human vessel, but I'm a spiritual vessel too. I know that there is light and darkness. I love when everything is fucking relevant. I love it. I love when everything is relevant. Everything has its purpose, especially how you dress, how you walk, how you talk, you know what I mean, etc. So, everything is made of light and darkness. So if I'm existing at the same time that tree is important, or the shades of grass is important, or that other person is important, then what is the purpose here? What is my purpose here? And that's the beauty of it. When you acknowledge your role in your life, you're actually, and that's what shadow work helps you realize. It helps you realize your role in your life. A majority of us want to complain why our life is the way that it is, or why things aren't working out. And it's because we play a role in the best parts of our life and the worst parts of our life and the collective. So shadow work helps you realize how you're showing up in the world. How you're showing up for you. Who are you? How you think, how you feel, how you act, you know what I mean? So, and it's very important to be self-aware, because self-awareness is key for change. But what also is what's needed is to be adaptable and learning the best way possible, meaning that self-awareness is key. Shadow work helps you become aware of your role. Like I said, it helps you become aware of what makes up your making, what made up who you are when you're born, but it also helps you become aware of what is not serving you with what you know in your heart you truly are. So it's very important to understand that shadow work helps you become aware, because when you become self-aware, you can start shifting into what your soul really is, who you really are, from all these limiting beliefs, from all these opinions, from all these perceptions of the outer world. You start to become aware that you start to have your own power, and guess what? You can become adaptable in this universe and why you are here and your purpose. And here's the beautiful thing. Shadow work helps you realize this school. Earth is a school. It helps you learn about you. And this is the beauty of shadow work. It helps you be a little bit realistic. Not just in fantasy la la land like people think spirituality is. No, it helps you be realistic. That's the beauty of shadow work, to become aware of your role and realizing that your belief system, your self-image, it's adaptable. It's adaptable when you start realizing the lessons that Earth has brought to you through your experience so far, good or whatever you want to consider bad. It all helps you become who you really are, light and darkness, masculine and feminine, you know? So the second reason why shadow work is important and how to start implementing it is it awakens you to more of who you are and beyond your limiting perceptions of society, hence limited. 3D is limited. So shadow work helps you become awakened to beyond your own way of thinking of who you are, and that's the beauty. You know, when we awaken to our spiritual journey, like I said in the beginning, because you can't force this journey. It stumbles upon you when you are ready to receive it. The same way with your purpose, like that saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That is what happens. That's what happened to me. I had a spiritual awakening out of nowhere. It blew my mind. If you want to know more about that, go on my website and you can read the about me part. Explains everything about my spiritual awakening and what has caused me to do what I do today. So shadow work is important because it helps you awaken to beyond what you were told as a child. Remember, when we come into this world, we're not given options to choose our name, to choose our orientation, to choose who we want to be or the beliefs that we want to hold. We are bombarded with the outer world, so we are learned to be of it. But shadow work helps you realize you're more than how you think, than how you are and how you act. And let's add to this one. Beliefs are implemented to keep you in a hypnotic state, a deep sleep, hence awakening. And shadow work opens you up to see that you can think for yourself, but not need to shun yourself from criticism and lack what did I write? Oh my God, I learned that word yesterday. Sagacity. Sagacity. Is this sagacity? Sagacity, that's what it is. See, I try to be smart on here, but you know, we're still learning. Gotta evolve, gotta learn. So sagacity, which means fear. Literally, another word for fear, another word for limitations. Well, more like wisdom. So lack of wisdom, you would say. That's the word. So shadow work helps you open up to really understand that you can think for yourself. But this is why a lot of people choose to stay asleep, because it's hard. It's like when we take responsibility for our lives, it's like we're leaving people behind. It's like we're outshining people. It's like being who we are. It's like a sin, because that means we think we're better than other people, so we have to be selfless and abandon self for other people so they can feel more comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So it's shadow work is so important because it helps you realize it's okay to be you. That's why you're you. It's okay to think for yourself and do what your soul calls for you to do, and it's good for your heart, rather than people don't understand. But here's the beauty of shadow work. Shadow work teaches you, like I said, to not shun yourself, not to criticize yourself because of the lack of wisdom you've been given to actually take care of your vessel, to understand the importance of why you're here. Because we are here for a purpose, but we are in a world taught to live in a world that we are worthless and we have to prove ourselves worthy. Shadow work helps you realize that you can take your power back and think for yourself, but also realizing you don't have to criticize yourself, because guess what? You come onto this planet unconscious on purpose. Literally on purpose, because it teaches you how to learn from your unconscious ways to become conscious on how to learn to think for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So the process of Earth School, I like to say. So let's keep adding to that. So the reason why shadow work is important is because this is a journey to ascension, not just descension. Meaning it's not just about the physical, you guys. Shadow work helps you realize it's not just about the physical. What I mean by descension, you got to understand. This spiritual journey, shadow work helps you realize you need to ascend. So you need to let go of those paradigms. Shadow work helps you get rid of those paradigms that are holding and bogging you down to the stagnation of this false identity that you have created and thought for yourself and actually was projected onto you. But descension, as you ascend and you let go of that, the same way when you do chakra healing, it has to start from the root. Because when it starts from the root, you're literally, the root is the beginning of your lifetime as a baby. That's where your beliefs start. So when you can actually start from the root and go up, when you release from your crown, you're giving it back to Creator to remember your truth. And in the process of this is how you have to see ascension. You heal, you release, you receive, you remember, and you be. You become. You see how this process works? So shadow work really helps you heal, release, learn, and embody your truth and see your power again. That's the beauty of shadow work, man. People do not want to do this work because it's intimidating. It's scary to see the darkest parts of yourself. It's scary to see that you are your own demise. It is. People think they're scared of the devil. Boo, I'm here to tell you something. You're not scared of the devil. You're scared of yourself. You're scared of the fact that realizing the devil is actually you. The opposing part of you that fears is not the devil. It's you, another side of you. Hence the silhouette. I call the shadow the silhouette, because when you go out into the sunshine, you see your shadow. People call it your shadow. I call it the silhouette. I call it the other part of me that literally helps me see the best of me. But I know, being on this journey and being with my higher self, I have to be humble, not egoic, because the shadow silhouette is the ego. So you have to keep it in check. Get what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it. Now let's add to that one last thing. Why shadow work is important. The worldly things. Oh, okay. I was like, where the fuck am I at? All right. The reason why shadow work is important is because the worldly things, but not at the end of it. So the reason why shadow work is important because it helps you realize that there's more than just an outer world. You know, we're so bombarded with this belief that we need a relationship, we need more money, oh, I need to go buy that, I need to go buy this. Why do you think there's so many commercials and ads and all of that? Because it's trying to take our energy, it's trying to absorb us and brainwash us to the point we don't think for ourselves. So when we're always like seeking, taking, we become of this world and we get lost and we forget our soul, we forget ourselves. There is not just a physical world. Shadow work is important because it helps you realize there is an inner world too. You know, we all could think everything outside of us deems us worthy and makes us happy, but let's be honest. Shadow work helps you realize the parts of yourself that are not really happy. It helps you realize that, damn, all of this really doesn't satisfy me. So what is going on inside? What is this disalignment? What is this dis-ease? You know why disease is so big in our world? Because everyone soul on this planet is in a state of dis-ease. There is no ease in the soul anymore. This is why shadow work is important, because it's help you to analyze that dis-ease to bring it back ease within you. Meaning that to bring back healing, ease to your emotions, to bring back purpose and clarity in your thoughts, to bring back stillness in your soul, to feel that inner peace that already lies within you, to the point that you're not attached to anything, that your happiness is not based on conditions, but your happiness is unconditional, your love is unconditional. Everything that brings peace is unconditional. This is why shadow work is important, because it helps you find that ease within by analyzing the dis-ease within you that is actually causing the disalignment within your physicality. Everything in your physical world is just a reflection of your inner world. So if you feel like things are falling apart in your outer world, what feels like it's falling apart within you? People who think they are broke, they think they are broken inside. See how important shadow work is? It helps you analyze these parts of yourself. So let's get into the last but not least one. My favorite, and the one that a lot of people don't want to do, hence why a lot of people stay asleep. Hold on, homegrown and drink of water, because spirit is just channeling. All right, last one. Why shadow work is important and how to take your power back. All right. Y'all ready? No, I'm ready, but you're gonna get it anyways. We have to take responsibility. Shadow work is important because it literally shows you that you need to take responsibility. What is that? Repent ourselves? That's what I was supposed to write. Okay, that's what it was. I was like, repent. I wrote it wrong. Shadow work is important because we need to take responsibility and learn how to reparent ourselves. Yes, 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 yes. I say this because shadow work is important because it helps you realize that everything you were taught, that you learned from your parents, and they learned from their parents, and their parents learned from society, it's not really who you are. It's very important to understand that when you come upon this journey, when you come back into physical form, you inherit your parents' beliefs, their parents' beliefs. You inherit your ancestors' beliefs, their habits, way of thinking, way of being. And because of this, it's important to realize you are going to be engulfed in all of that. To the point that you're going to get to a point. This is why the spiritual awakening happens. It gets to a point with all that pain becomes so pressurized that it has no point but to combust. Meaning that your soul, like Jim Carrey says perfectly, depression is your avatar tired of playing a part. Your soul is tired of being hidden behind the fearful ego, hence the shadow. So it has to combust in order for you to start to awakening to your remembrance, to your truth, to your gifts, to your hidden wisdom and inner knowledge. And since this process happens, it's very important to understand shadow work is part of this process because you need to reparent yourself, because we are given distorted perspectives about life and about ourselves to the point we have to reparent ourselves so we can learn what we need, what our body needs, what our soul needs, what our heart needs, what our emotions need. Reparenting looks like this. Me, for example. I used to be so codependent, you guys. It was really bad. To the point I was very toxic to people and I was toxic to myself. And I didn't know how to be alone. And in the process of not knowing how to be alone, I would overindulge in eating, drinking, sex, all of this stuff. All because there was so much dis-ease within me. But it got to a point now in my life where I'm really grateful in the fact that learning how to reparent myself and doing this shadow work, because in the process, I'm starting to learn how to love myself all over again. I'm starting to learn how to love myself like a mother would love a child. I'm learning how to love myself the way a father would love a child, because I wasn't given that love as a child. And because I wasn't given that nurturing I needed, it affected me as an adult to the point I was seeking love in all the wrong ways and all the toxic ways, to the point I started to allow the outer world and all of that toxicity to define my worth, and I felt worthless. And I couldn't go to my parents because here's the thing. A child can be a lot smarter than both parents. Because it's not about the age, it's about the mentality, it's about the spirit. And I can't go to people in my family, and I'm not saying I can't go to people around me, because I have great people who have helped me on my journey. But I have to realize at the end of the day, it's all up to me. So I started to learn how to take sacred baths and allow myself to really, really cry and have that ugly fucking cry to the point you're weeping, you're wallowing, like you're shaking. I literally had to have those moments and hug myself and love myself the way a mother should, a way a father should, a way a child should be felt like they're taken care of. And reparenting yourself is you getting back to your inner child, that youthfulness within you that brings out the joy, the optimism of feeling alive. And that is the goal. Our Creator just wants us to feel alive in this beautiful life that we've been given, but we're not, because we are filled with these distorted perspectives of our parents and society and our ancestors. And this is why shadow work is so important, because it helps you unravel all of that so you can know your truth and find your power, or take it back at that. So let's keep adding to that. Another reason why shadow work is important is because it helps you awaken. Where the fuck am I at? The reason why you have shadow work helps you. The reason why shadow work is important is because there is a reason why you have awakened and been chosen for this journey back to love and truth. Oh, I didn't finish that. I didn't even realize I wrote this, you guys. Like, I knew it was just spirit channeling through me last night. But the reason why shadow work is important is because it helps you awaken and realize why you were chosen in the first place to be on this spiritual journey, to have spiritual gifts. Because here's another thing. What if I told you that your ancestors chose you to unravel all of these paradigms, all of these ancestral curses, to break them because they knew you could? Shadow work helps you realize the reason why you're awakened to more than what everyone in society knows, more than what your own surroundings know, is because your ancestors chose you. Shadow work is important because it helps you unravel why you were chosen for this journey, why you know more than people around you. Why is it that you see life differently? It's because you were called upon your ancestors. You were chosen from your ancestors, from our Creator, from the realms of love, because they're tired of the cycle being repeated of mediocrity in your legacy, in your family bloodline. Is tired of it. So shadow work helps you awaken to the reason why you were chosen for this journey, is because you're meant to break curses and create a legacy. Beauty. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone. Like I said, not everyone thinks they have a big purpose, but this leads you to realizing how powerful you are, and realizing like, wow, I know more than people around me. So there's a reason why, because you were chosen. Because you're that powerful to unbind what is no longer true, to bring truth and clarity back to life. Hence, you are the example. That is power right there. That is like leadership role right there. Influencer, boo-boo. Influencer. Fuck these labels, man. You're a divine being. All right, let's keep adding. So, I just said it. Oh my God, I didn't even read it yet, and I just said it. Someone got to break the cycle because, damn, yo, we deserve something out of this pain. So our ancestors worked with God to make you, mold you, even scold you. It's only tough love, you guys. Teach you, guide you, protect, and root for you. Shadow work helps you realize there is a reasoning why you're here. There's a purpose why you feel the way that you do. There's a purpose why you desire everything that you desire. There is a purpose behind the lessons, the blessings, the being, the letting go. Shadow work helps you realize that. So let's continue. Reason why shadow work is important, because shadow work, how does shadow work play into this? Well, The reason why shadow work is important and how it plays a big role in our life is like, well, it helps you see the bigger picture. It helps you see God's vision. It helps you see your vision that you agreed to come here for. In the ending, it's for your remembrance. Oh yes, shadow work is so important because it's here to help you with your remembrance. It's here to help you awaken to your truth. It's here to help you unravel the paradigms, because the paradigms were created to help you remember the power that lies within you. What if I told you our Creator created all these limitations so we can become unlimited and see that we shouldn't limit ourselves because of this world. We should remember how unlimited we are and realizing we are in this world, but we don't have to be of it. That's how you take your power back. So, beautiful beings, those are the 3 reasons why I feel shadow work is important. Now, I want to give you a bonus on how shadow work is important. Why did you go up? I wanted you to go down. Thank you very much. Now, I want to get you guys a bonus of why shadow work is so important for your manifestation process. Ooh, I don't think y'all ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for this. Because, like I said, when people come to spirituality, they always think it's about the positivity. But also when they're not getting what they want, why life is not getting better, why they don't feel better, is because your shadow is getting in the way of your higher self. It's getting in the way of it. But this is why shadow work is important and a catalyst for your manifestation. It is because the shadow shies away. Like when you go into the shade, it doesn't show up. So the shadow is never there when you're at your worst moments. So what is the purpose behind this about your manifestation process? Because you have to realize that when things are good, you feel like you have nothing to learn. But when things aren't going good, you have a lot to learn. And that's the thing. No matter what, there are things that are going to create resistance. You're going to have to see them. You're going to have to see what is holding you back from your truth, from your potential, from realizing your power as a manifestor, as a creator. But that is your responsibility to do the inner work and see what is causing that resistance towards what your heart is desiring. And actually, the vision that God has for you, here's the thing. The vision that you have for your lifestyle, for the life that you want to live upon this planet, that's a vision straight from the Creator. Dead up. It's not a vision from your human perspective. It's a vision from the Creator. But when you're trying to manifest this, you have to understand there's always going to be an opposing force going against your higher purpose. But there's a purpose behind that. Because the purpose behind it is to see the limitation and using it to your advantage as power, rather than allowing that resistance to get in front of you the way the shadow likes to do. Instead, you put that bitch behind you where it belongs so you can keep moving forward into the light. So shadow work is so important because it helps you realize the resistance that you're holding towards your divine purpose and your truth. Now, what else? Something else wanted me to continue reading this, so I'm going to continue reading this. I didn't realize I wrote that. Like when someone at your when someone needs you, when you need someone at your lowest and they run away, but they don't do that during your good times, shake my head. It's a fact. It's a fact. That's why shadow work is so important, is because it helps you realize the truth. It helps you realize the bullshit within you, your own toxicity, your own limitations. We are darkness too, you guys, not just light. This is why the shadow is important, because you have to see the parts of you that are preventing you from seeing the blessing that you are and the blessings of this world. Now let's continue. But now the way I have been able to implement shadow work in my manifestations is by realizing lately I started to realize that I desire success. I desire independence. I desire to live a luxurious life. Not because I'm greedy or anything. Shit, we're having a human experience. I want to have the best human experience before I go back home. because it's a gift to be on this planet. So I want to experience everything our Creator has made for our experience. So I don't care what people say. I don't care what anyone says. Like my dad says, it's not all about being rich. It's like, I don't want to be rich. I want to experience life. That's all it is. I want to experience the luxurious parts of life. I experienced the shitty parts of life. I deserve, out of everything I've been through, to experience the best parts of life. Hence you. And this is why shadow work is important. It helps you realize what you desire and what's holding you back from your desires. But the way I've been able to implement shadow work in my manifestation process is by actually analyzing the fact that, like I said, I desire success. I desire independence. I desire to create, to be a leader, to be an influencer. There's so many things I want to do for our planet. And they're such wonderful ideas. And I desire them strongly. To the point, yeah, I hold on to a little tightly, but that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the shadow work in itself. Why is it that I'm holding on so tightly? Why is it that I desire this? And here's the thing. This is how the shadow can affect you in your manifestation process. You may, like I said, I may want success and independence, but my shadow is holding me back from that is because it thinks subconsciously that once I receive my independence, I don't want to be a part of life. I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to go out. I just want to be in isolation. But that's when I had to reparent myself. That's when I had to go within and realize, okay, because your shadow is a part of you. It's another part of your soul. You got to honor it. So I had to honor it and say, I get it. I know you want a relationship. I know you want friendships. I know you want collaborations. I know you want to do more for people. But here's the thing. It will happen. I will make time for friends. I will make time for family. I will make time to go out and do new things and be a part of this world. But I only want independence because I want to be self-reliant. I don't want to have a job. I want to be financially independent. I desire to have the goodness so our soul is at ease, our mind is at ease, and we know our power and we know our reasoning for being here. That is the only reason why I desire this. And it's like the process of me holding my inner child and telling it, it's okay. This is the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm doing that. That is how I've been able to implement. Don't mind the background noise, you guys. This is the dog. Charlie. But that is how I've been able to implement shadow work in my manifestation process, is by learning how to reparent myself, reassuring myself, realizing that, wow, I have these sort of beliefs that are scared to go about these positive beliefs. And that's the beauty of shadow work and manifestation process. It helps you realize that there's nothing wrong with what you want. But there's everything wrong with thinking that you don't deserve it. So you got to get down to, why is it that you don't feel worthy? Why is it that you don't feel worthy of someone's love? Why is it that you don't feel worthy of success? Why is it that you don't feel like you're worthy of happiness? Why is it that you think you can't heal? Why is it that you think things can't change? That is the process of shadow work. It helps you realize these resistance, the falsity, the lies. It helps you realize this. And when you can realize it, it's hard to do the inner work and realize this. It's like Neo when he wants to take the blue pill because it's comfortable, but he takes the red pill. It's hard. Shadow work is just like that. Taking the red pill and seeing the fucking truth about your soul, about why you exist. So that's the purpose of shadow work. But within the manifestation process, shadow work helps you realize your self-sabotage mechanisms, and what else? There was something else. Yes. Shadow work helps you realize the underlying reason why you're having these particular beliefs and self-sabotaging mechanisms towards your happiness, and to get to the root of the dis-ease, the resistance towards what is truly meant for you. If you have a vision, that means God gave it to you. Like I said, it is meant for you, and help you to see that it is already you. Shadow work helps you realize that your desires are already you. You just got to get through the crevices of what is preventing you from seeing that truth and being that truth of who you already are, without not needing to wait, but realizing, holy shit, I already am it. If I could vision it, I already got it. I already am it. That is it. So, boo-boos, that was my whole spiel of why I feel shadow work is important. And those are ways that you can actually use shadow work to learn how to take your power back. I don't know why, but this metaphor and this example came up to me. So something is telling me to share this. when you know you need to do shadow work is when you are triggered. Yep. When you're triggered with anger, with sadness, with worthlessness, with thinking about the past, with attachments, anything that causes a dis-ease within you, that's when you need to do shadow work. That's the work right there. It's creating a neutrality, a peace from that dis-ease, becoming the alchemist, transmuting that low vibration into a high vibration to gain clarity and to release. So I don't know why I keep hearing an example. So say, for an example, you're at a job. Oh, this is the best example I could share with you guys. Best one. And then I'm going to let you guys go because I know it's a long-ass video. But this shit is beneficial. And if you got any confirmation and this is beneficial to your journey, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and please let me know your feedback in the comment section below because I love connecting with you guys. But I'm going to share this example and then I'm going to let you guys go, my lovely awakened ones. But, so, for example, I worked at this job and they didn't tell me anything about the dress code. And the type of occupation I have when I did work in society was I worked in factories. So assembly line. So I assembled things. And so I worked at this new place and they didn't tell me anything about the dress code. And with factories, majority of them, they allow you to wear sweatpants, you know? Because no one sees you. You're not dealing with people. You're in a factory, you know? You're by yourself most of the time. So I rolled up in some sweatpants, and I think my first day, no one told me about the dress code. I think the first week, actually, no one told me about the dress code. And, you know, when I met my manager, I thought he had integrity. I really did. I thought he was a cool person I could get along with. But little did I know he was a snake and fake as fuck. And I say this because, so we had our morning meetings and, you know, he lets us know what's going on, you know, our production and everything. So he had the nerve to take out a print. He's like, so I have to talk about the dress code. And I'm like, immediately, my intuition was like, this motherfucker is about to put you on the spot. And guess what, you guys? He put me on the motherfucking spot. And everyone started looking at me, and my face started to flare up, and I just wanted to literally walk the fuck out. And I should have. I should fucking have. But I didn't know my worth. But what I do know now from that experience is that the work I needed to do was literally take my power back. And that was, I could have walked out that day. That would have been my power, to walk out or to actually go up to him and have the courage respectfully to say, listen, you're my manager and I know your important role here for us. But I do not appreciate the fact that you put me on the spot when it's your duty to take me in your office and talk to me like a civil human being, because you, when I did my interview, you did not tell me the dress code. So it's really not my fault. So really, you're a source of the responsibility as well. And my thoughts were, he probably would have said, "What I should have shared that with everyone." No, I know you were pointing me out. You know, I could have done that. You know, that's the way why shadow work is so important, because it helps you realize what triggers you. What's the trigger behind that? The trigger behind that was like, I allow people to hurt me. I used to be bullied all my life, so I allowed that person to bully me. To not be real with me, to not be honest with me. So that was my shadow work, is by going within the trigger and realizing I don't have to tolerate things that make me feel disrespected. You get what I'm saying? So that's an example of how you can implement shadow work into your life and also into your manifestation process. So other than that, beautiful beings, I really hope this helps out. I really hope this changed your life, and I really hope you do implement it, because listen, it is life changing. And if you really don't know how to do this and you really want to dive deeper in it, please go to my website and check out any of my services that resonate with you, so we can assist you on this journey, so we can get you back to your power, man. Because it's about time all of us have our fucking power back, yo. It's just a done deal. But other than that, you beautiful beings, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for trusting me on your journey. If you enjoyed this video and if it was insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button. And also share this video with anyone you feel who needs it, because we all need this. And like I said, if you want assistance on this process, go to my link to my website down below. And if you want to book your own personal reading, All of that information is down below as well. But other than that, you beautiful beings, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a blissful day. And I'll send you love and blessings. Namaste.